it should be public.
Mark, do you ever, I don't know if this is a fair question or not, but when you're investing in a company and you're doing your due diligence, are you having your back office people look at some of the things that Tim was saying? I mean, to judge?
Not back office, I do it.
Well, okay.
I mean, the reality
Where is the
is,
time?
it's the single most important thing you can do. I mean, obviously you get past the market, you get past the technology, and it's the guys, the gals you invest in, and it's not the references that someone provides, but it's the references, the blind references, the network again. I mean, that's what you spend your time on, and that's the single most important thing you do.
Yeah, just one point on the whole networking thing for startup entrepreneurs is you need to have a strong network and credibility in the network for your company, for yourselves to get business. But it takes a long time, and I think people often think, oh, I can just start a business and go out, start generating sales in day one, and obviously the investors want you to move quickly. But some of these network building activities, you meet someone today, it might not pay off until 3 years, 5 years time, and it gradually builds up. So I kind of think a lot of startups would be better off spending a little longer time, slowly building up the networks, rather than rushing into a business. In many industries that's possible. In some it's not, but in many sectors it is. So be prepared to invest the time in building out the network.
My name is Ravi Mistry. This is a follow-up question on what is next after social media or social networking. And Kim, you mentioned about following the 1,000 Twitter messages or these 110-second clips. So 2 questions. One is, what is it going to do the bandwidth, which is becoming a big bottleneck? And second thing is, why wouldn't you have a software that would filter the messages so you only receive those which appeal to you or which are of interest to you?
So I'll try and address both of them as best I can. In regards to the network, bandwidth is cheap. So today you can get, for $60 a month, you can get a 22 megabit per second pipe. I mean, Comcast business. It's pretty cheap. That's a lot cheaper than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's only going to get cheaper. And there's a plethora of bandwidth that's available to most organizations. You just really have to look for it. In regards to the, and I think that trend will continue. So the network will be immensely more important to organizations than it is today. And it won't be just data, it'll be data, voice, video, right? I think that you'll take it a step further and just start talking. We've touched on text and data, and we've touched on voice, we've touched on video, but I think the third piece to that leg, or to that third leg to that stool, is going to be voice and being able to translate that to it. We're already seeing examples of this, right? Google Voice will actually translate your messages for you. So the network will become more important, and we're seeing that with mobile devices, as Mark and others have been talking to. The second question you had, sorry, and I've lost, how do you filter? So there are actually some interesting companies that are working on that very problem. And I personally have talked to a few companies about some ideas on how to go there. I won't get into all the details of it, but I think it's going to be a combination of some of the contextual searching that's available today, and some of the other kind of related technologies. There are some companies that are focusing just on specific aspects, and they're going to have to come together with their technologies to really make it robust. But I don't think that's too far out. I think we'll see that probably in the next maybe 12 to 24 months.
I think on the email side, you saw things like Zobme come along, right? I mean, there was spam filtering, and then you saw Zobme come along, allowing you to prioritize email. You're seeing the same technologies, whether it's AI or others, being applied to Twitter, Facebook, and you're beginning to see the consolidated. You get a dashboard of all your social networking tools, and you're beginning to see that. You want another interface on top of everything you have already. So that's the big question, but it's coming.
Well, but I'd throw another thing out there, which is it's not an easy problem. right? And it's a spectrum. It's not doing it versus not doing it. It's doing it better or worse. It's achieving better and better precision and recall in the effort, right? So if you can come up with an idea that does it a lot better than some of the companies he's talking to, and I think you've got a business on your hands.
Well, and take it a step further, and it's kind of something I'm going to underscore that Mark mentioned. It's that intelligence. So there has to be some level of intelligence that doesn't just build a dashboard like my Yahoo or Google today, where you say, I want this stream and this stream and this stream, and you always get everything off those streams. But rather, it starts to adapt itself based on what you're clicking on, what you're interested in. So the streams actually evolve, and the filters actually evolve based on your individual personal interests. So the technology's out there just in components today. It's really kind of pulling it together. But I still think within the next 12 to 24 months, we'll see something coming on the scene.